Okay, welcome to another on-demand video training. This is on the new cash receipt system as of May 2008. So let's get started. Eventually, on the left-hand side where the navigation section is, you will see an option there for the cash receipts. Once you click on that, you'll see this screen. Now, for demonstration purposes, I want to make sure you can see it okay. So I'm going to magnify the browser here and zoom in so you can see it. Alright, the cash receipt system is now designed where it's easier on the house manager or the person entering the receipts, a little bit harder on the bookkeeper, or for Scott as well. Now, the concept is this. We give you a form, you enter the information with some easy drop downs and some keyboard shortcuts to quickly and accurately enter cash receipt information. And then that's all you have to do. So, from this form that will be on the web page, the associate web page, all you have to do is, well, first of all, let me read this to you. It says at the top, up here, House Managers, please update your cash receipts by filling out this form for each receipt you have. To enter more than one receipt, press the F5 key to refresh the screen. So, in other words, once you're done with one receipt, you press the F5 key. Then within the form itself, let's scroll down here, for cash receipts, it says, to make cash receipts easier, please use this form for every receipt you have. Press the Tab key to advance. Do not use the Enter key. Again, press the Tab key to advance from one section to the next, and do not use the Enter key. Questions? This is called Steve Webster. Thank you. Alright, well, the first prompt that we have in our form is your name. The next part is month-part. This is where 5 would be May, 1 would be part 1 of May. So we'll have a May part 2, but we will not have a May part 3. We would then go to June part 1. So the value for that would be 6-1. Then we have the month of the receipt. Instead of entering the receipt date in one field, it's better for us on the system behind the scenes that the bookkeeper will be using to break this up. So the first field is enter the month, the day, the year. And once you enter the year, you want to enter the vendor name, the amount without dollar signs, the account description, enter a memo, which is optional. There's a client name. The client name will be discussing details in just a little bit, in just a moment. There's a class. We also have a pay type. We want to know if you use cash or debit card, your personal credit card, or if you're Scott, Cynthia, did you use a company credit? And then there's a submit key. All right. Okay. So you just scroll down and enter these fields. It does not take long, so let's demonstrate that right now. Alright, so for this demonstration, I'm going to pretend I'm Alfredo. Alfredo is there as a default. If you are someone else, you would select your name. Okay. Once a field is highlighted, it will have a blue background in white letters. When that occurs, you can use the keyboard for a shortcut. So if I'm Jillian, I could press J for Jillian, and that will come up. Or S for Scott, and I could scroll down from that point to select Steve or Sylvester. Or I could N for Nikisha, and so forth. But I'm going to press A on my keyboard to select Alfredo. Then you press the Tab key, not the Enter, but the Tab. This takes you down to the month part. This receipt should go on which month and part. Well, it happens to be May during this demonstration, and it is part 1, so I'm going to skip over that. If that wasn't my choice, I can select it by the drop down. If it was part 2, I could select 5-2, but it's 5-1, so I'm going to choose 5-1. The month of the receipt. All receipts have a date. Enter the month of the receipt here. So, since it's already May, I'm going to, and that's the default, I'm going to tab over that. And once it's highlighted, press 5, and press tab now. The day of the receipt, we'll pretend it was the 14th. I'll just use my keyboard, type 14. The year is 2008. I can tab over that. Let's pretend I went to BP Connect and I spent $60.72 without, oh, by the way, when you enter the amount, no dollar signs, please. And the account description, it defaults to food-supplies. I went to BP Connect in this example for gas, so I can press the letter G for gas, or I could select the down button and choose either food supplies, gas, recreation, medical, education, household items. Household items, by the way, is things to improve the asset of the home, things for the home specifically. It could be paint and things like that. Office supplies, vehicle maintenance, oil changes, clothing, and personal needs. This would include perhaps a particular child, our client, nails got done, a hygiene item, whatever. Okay, so for this example, we stopped at BP Connect, so we're going to choose gas. I'll press the tab key. I don't have anything further to say for the memo, so I'll tab over that. This was not for a particular client, so I'm going to leave it as not applicable. Who/what should be charged? And this says, select one of the group homes, a vehicle if gas or vehicle maintenance was chosen in the account description, or the word company. Now, since we entered gas, we're supposed to select a vehicle here underneath the class name. So again, if I choose gas or vehicle maintenance in this drop down, I want to choose a company vehicle. If it's not gas, and if it's not vehicle maintenance, then I want to choose a group home. So, Alfredo resides at 150. I'm not going to select 150 because that's the group home name. However, I am going to select the express van that he uses for the, so he pumped gas into the 2005 express van. So I'll select that. I'll press the tab key. Pay type. Did you pay with cash? Your personal credit card or company credit? What did you do? Well, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be spending the cash advance or the allowance that Scott gave you. So in this case, you would select cash or debit. If for some reason you did use a personal credit card like I do, this is an opportunity for us to provide a service, which is we can let you know how much money you put on your credit card. Reimburse you, and then you would know how much to apply to your credit card. So this is purely as a service for you. I'll choose cash and debit, press the tab key, and that highlights the submit button. The submit button can be clicked on with a mouse, or if it's highlighted, you can press the enter. So I'll click it with the mouse. I'll select 100 magnification again, and it comes up that says thanks, the response will now appear in my spreadsheet, and I'll press the F5 key to refresh, and that will then allow you to type in another receipt. Over here to the right side of the screen, it says, where did I leave off? What was my last receipt entered? Click your link below to find out. Then click the back arrow button to return here. So let's say, as most typical managers, they get interrupted all the time. You entered part of your receipts. You want to know, well, what was the last receipt I entered? So what you can do here is select, let's pretend we're Robin since I've entered some test data. So I would select Echo Lake. And if I am Robin, it'll actually let me look at those receipts. And it will sort it from the most recent down. So the last receipt entered is on the first line. The next most recent will be the second line, and so forth. And then per the instructions, once I'm done, I use the back arrow key up on top of the browser. So I click that, and it takes me back. And this concludes the cash system on-demand training.